I'm Gaz Clifton. I served in the Royal Marines during the Falklands conflict. I was 22 years of age. I was part of the MP8901 detachment, and I was an assault engineer at the time. The detachment of Marines on the Falkland Islands was known as MP8901. Historically, it had been there for many years, and it consisted of 42 men, Royal Marines, who were based on the island and basically protected the islanders, although a lot of it did amount to, let's say, a PR job, really, you know, the fact that we were there and it was just being part and parcel of that community. In the January, in the Times, there was an article written about the possibility of the island being invaded. And that was put on our notice board. So we all read it and saw that, yes, we might be getting invaded at some stage in the near future. For weeks and weeks before the actual invasion and before we deployed to the Falklands, we were getting regular updates and briefings on the build-up of Argentinian forces and that they were actually planning the invasion. At that time, obviously our government knew all about this. We spent 4 months prior to deployment learning skills such as motorcycling. I remember doing a projectionist course, things like barbering, all the sort of day-to-day jobs that you would need to be a self-sustaining unit, really. So that took about 4 months, and that it came to the time when we'd got to deploy in March. We'd had lots of briefings about build-up of Argentinian troops intending to invade the Falklands. We then left Poole, which is where we did all our training, left Poole, and then flew out to Montevideo in Uruguay, where we joined I think it was called the John Biscoe, which was a Arctic survey ship, and that took 5 days to get over to the Falkland Islands. When I first got onto the island, we went into the bar, very sort of rustic. There's one table in the corner with 4 chairs around it, and we were told you can't sit there unless you're playing dominoes. But everywhere had a portrait of the Queen on the wall, and they had the old-fashioned radios. It was very like going back in time almost.